Summer is here and the brands have been releasing all kind of perfumes. Phlur has their new Island Swim. Clean Reserve has a new papaya scent. LoveShackFancy has their beach scent that they've released. And what do we think about all these scents? Valentino just released several fragrances. Tom Ford released a new one. And I put my nose all on them in Sephora. Yes, I did a little go in store, sniff the goodies, the new releases, and see what my first impressions are on them. So if you want to hear my thoughts on some of these new releases that they have out, then just stay tuned. Hello, my butterfly beauties, and welcome. If you are new, my name is Charlene, and on this channel, we discuss everything beauty, fragrance, and lifestyle. So if you like my style, why don't you subscribe and you stay a while? Yes, let's get to some of these new fragrances that I got to put my nose on. Some of them I put on skin so I could see how it was vibing with my skin chemistry, how the longevity was going with these. And will these be something I will be considering purchasing in the future? You know, you don't always have to buy right away. You can test them out. Go put your nose on things first. See if it's going to be worth it. If you even want to go and test them out a couple of times before you do that, you do that. We don't have to just jump out and go get a full bottle or something, especially nowadays. So let's start with the first one. The first one was one that I can see was a crowd pleaser. Like, my family enjoyed it. Like I was out with my sisters and my mom, and they enjoyed this one the most, I believe. Like out of the consensus after they smelled it on me, I think everyone loved this one the most. And that was the actual body mist from Phlur, their new Island Swim. Yes, their new Island Swim is a new scent that I've been wanting to get my nose on, and let me tell you all about it. So in looking this one up, it says, of course, this one was just released this past May of 2020. And it says the perfumer is Clement Gaviry. It says it was designed to evoke the feeling of a first plunge into warm tropical water and salty sunlight skin. So it has top notes of bergamot splash, calamansi, which is citrus, and coconut. Then it got Heart of Ocean Mist, Blue Lavender, and Plumeria, which is also frangipani. And base note of sandalwood, marine amber, and skin musk. Of course, Phlur's mists are hair and body mists, but they have great longevity to them. And it is supposed to be a bright, breezy beach scent that blends citrus, light coconut, and ocean notes without being overly sweet. And I can definitely testify to that because this scent here, it definitely gives you that oceany vibe, but it has a slight sweetness, but it's not doing too much. Like it had a nice opening of the citrus, but you definitely see some of that solar touch to it with the frangipani in there. It had a little aromaticness, so I'm guessing that's where that blue lavender is coming into play. But yes, it had but the lavender isn't too strong, so don't think of like a strong lavender like you can see in some of your more men colognes or perfumes like that. It is raining in the background with some slight thunder, so if you hear that, just ignore it. It just started raining here at my house. It's been raining every afternoon, like we have a little pop-up thunderstorm shower, but we need the rain. So anyways, so this one here, Island Swim, I can definitely see this one being very good for your beach days or these hot summer days. So the release date of being May to carry you over through this summer is going to work beautifully. It's very aquatic. It has a slight woodiness as well. This is definitely one that can be unisex, but I can see this one being like a crowd pleaser across the board. I enjoy it very much. This will be one that I will want to add to my collection as well. So Phlur Island Swim got a big thumbs up for me. I enjoyed this one very, very much. So the next one on the list is Borntostandout Cola Addict. This is a new release. They just released this June. It is from Master Perfumers, Philippine Courtier and Florent de Marino. It says the scent evolves from an effervescent cola soda pop opening into a rich, boozy, and syrupy dry down. This one here, upon first spray, is very in your face. It's sweet. It's boozy. It's fizzy. It's gorgeous to me. Gorgeous to me. Now, it may be too sweet for some people. Some people may feel like this one is too sweet. I was like, this is lovely. This is lovely. This is so good to me. It says the opening is fizzy refreshment and delivers a burst of cold sparkling cola foam, sharp lemon, lime snap, and a pop of cinnamon. And you do get that little slight cinnamony in there, but it's not doing too much. It's just enough to add a little touch that's got a little element in the background, and you're like, this smells interesting. Then it has a boozy warmth in the middle. It says it warms up on the skin. The sweetness gets corrupted by dark rum, rich coffee, and smooth nutmeg. And then the base is a decadent finish that thickens into a long-lasting heavy blend of vanilla, melted caramel, syrup, and sandalwood. And let me tell you, this has been on my skin for several hours. I've been loving the top to the end so far. So far, top to end, gorgeous. She is a love. This one is in, it says they got a fragrance family as fresh citrus fruits gourmand. I have not tried anything from this brand, but this Cola Addict has definitely have my attention. This definitely has my attention. So this may be one of the first ones from the brand that I add to my personal collection, but I will definitely be keeping my eye out on this one because that one was a plus for me. The next one I have to discuss with you is from Juliet Has a Gun, their Banana Rush. This was one that they released shortly before the Sephora VIB sale. Their spring Sephora VIB sale. And it was not available for me to put my nose on, and I wasn't going to blind buy it. This particular one, because I heard mixed reviews on it. And so I finally saw it on the stand and out and available for sniffing and put my nose on it. I didn't even bother putting this one on skin. This one here, let me tell you about it. It says it was created by perfumer Romano Ricci. And it says he was trying to reinvent the traditional playful banana into an elegant, deep, and sophisticated scented perfume. Profile. Let me tell you the notes. Ripe banana, warm maple syrup is in the top. Heart of creamy coconut and frangipani flower. Base of rich vanilla and velvety sandalwood. When I put this on paper and sprayed it, I immediately got banana bread. That is what the scent profile gave me. And even as it dried down, I didn't see where it mentioned how it's supposed to be very coconutty and frangipani. I didn't pick up on that for the length of time I was in there. I just got banana bread. And for me, I don't want to smell like banana bread. I do like banana scented items. I just don't want to smell like banana bread. So for me, this one was a no. I did not even try to put this one on my skin. So this is not one I'm even interested in. If I can't even get past the top notes, it's a pass for me. So let's move on to the next one. The next one that I did put my nose on was the LoveShackFancy Love on the Beach. This one is saying it's supposed to be a fresh solar perfume designed to capture the essence of a tropical sun-kissed getaway. Is what it says. It's from perfumer Gabriella Chaleroux. And it's supposed to blend creamy beach elements with bright tropical blooms. It's a fresh solar scent with key notes of frangipani, island coconut, and salt water in the top. Heart and base notes of gardenia, ylang-ylang, jasmine, skin musk, ambrose, and sandalwood. And it's supposed to be a warm, creamy, and reminiscent of an ombre sunset. This one, I did not enjoy this one. This one was okay. I smelled a lot more better tropical florals, would you say? Fresh solar. To me, this one isn't one that was stood out to me. It wasn't very strong in any of the scents. After I went back to the tester to smell it, after like 5 or so minutes or 10 minutes had not went by, I barely even smelled the scent anymore on the paper itself. So to me, it was light and it wasn't giving. Like, you have way more better, probably tropical leaning perfumes in your collection. Just saying. For me, this one was a pass. All right, so this next one was from Clean Reserve. I have yet to get another Clean Reserve besides the Warm Cotton that I got several years ago that I fell in love with, that like blew my socks off. And this new release just launched here in 2026 is Papaya. Their Sun Kissed Papaya is what they're calling this. And they have a hair and body mist that they put along with this called Papaya Paradise. But it's a fresh, fruity floral gourmand fragrance. Like I said, that's supposed to be bright, tropical, supposed to be summer vacation in a bottle without being too sweet. And it's supposed to balance juicy fruits with warm, creamy sandalwood base. So it says this perfume acts like an elevated, creamy, tropical escape that transitions from mouth-watering fruit to a skin-close scent. Top notes are ripe papaya, mango, pineapple, and sparkling mandarin. Mid of coconut cream, jasmine, and plum nectar. And base of vanilla sugar, tonka bean, and soft sandalwood. And when I tell you, when I smelled this, that papaya blended with that mango and that citrus, that juicy fruitiness, oh, I loved her so. I loved her so. But after a couple of hours, I don't smell her anymore. So that transition, like I said, it goes from that fruit transition to that skin close scent. Like I smell it when I smell my skin, but I don't smell it anymore. So you got to be wanting something that's only going to last you a few hours, where you actually that it actually projects, but then it's going to sit close to your skin, which some people love those skin scents. You know, that's all they want. So if that's all you want, you're going to love this one. I want it to give me more. I want to smell that longer. Like, I love this scent. I wish I smelled that fruity, juicy opening longer. And to me, it transitioned quite quickly into that skin close scent, in my opinion. So this one is just, I like it, but it's just okay. So is it something that I'm going to go back and try to get a full bottle? Probably not, based on that. So it's not one that blew my socks off. I do love the scent profile of it though, especially the top notes going into the mid notes. Not so much as it transitioned into that skin close scent. Let's go on now to these Tom Ford fragrances that I finally decided to sniff in store. You know, they got that bright peach in there. They got the vanilla scents. They got the Neroli Portofino. They have the Soleil Blanc. And they have their new fragrance. And I decided to do a sniff on those while I was in there. And let me tell you. Let me start out by saying that vanilla scents one was intriguing. But was it enough to spend $400 something on? No. Bright peach to me, you guys. I only smelled that one because I wanted to see how close my Maison Alhambra version was to it. It's pretty close. Let's just say that. It is pretty close. When I smelled it, I was like, wow. Wow. How close is that? I was amazed. And I did go ahead and put my nose on Soleil Blanc because I have a dupe version from Dossier that I need to haul with you guys that I haven't hauled with you. So I was trying to see what the original was giving so I can kind of have a good idea of what it's going to smell like compared to that one. And then I finally put my nose on that Portofino one. Because this one is also a citrus-based one. The new one that they just released here in 2026 is called Taormina Orange. Is it Taormina or Taormina Orange? It's a new luxury fragrance launched here in 2026. It's part of the upscale private blend collection. It's crafted by renowned perfumer Anne Filippo. It's a fresh citrus woody scent inspired by the sunlit cliffs and coastal atmosphere of Taormina, Sicily. Is what it's inspired by. It is a scent profile that says blends bright, zesty Mediterranean fruits with a groundy, earthy baseline. Sicilian blood orange, green mandarin, lime, and cardamom is in the top. Bitter orange, orange blossom, and lush floral scents is in the mid. And oak moss, absolute, patchouli, and salted second skin musk is in the base. This to me was unisex leaning masculine to me. You really have to love your citruses, and this is big on the citrus. As you can tell, it has a lot of citruses with a kick of the cardamom that's in there. So it wasn't a love for me. So that's where I stand with that one. But I was happy that I did put my nose on all of those so I can get an idea of what they're considering in their luxury fragrances. So let's move on now to the Valentino new body mist, that fragrance, you know, their new body mist, or is it hair and body mist or fragrance mist that they released here. They released 4 new scents. So the 4 mists that they released, they're calling it their limited edition collection. Born in Roma hair and body mist is what they're calling these. They say that these are wearable, layerable mists designed to refresh the skin and hair with unique gourmand profiles that stand alone from the original Born in Roma EDP. And it's 4 scents. Salted pistachio, which is a sweet and salty nutty gourmand blending bergamot, airy whipped cream, and a bold pistachio accord. Vanilla Bliss, which is an ambery gourmand featuring a creamy milk opening, Damascena rose heart, and a signature vanilla bourbon trail. Caramel Crush, a rich, pillowy, dessert-like opening with caramel drizzle, followed by Damascena rose and that warm vanilla bourbon. And then Golden Coconut, which is a tropical macaron-like coconut scent with soft floral undertones. All right, so in this particular case, it was my mom and I both sniffed these together. And let me tell you, the first one was the Vanilla Bliss. Vanilla Bliss must be what's the one that everyone loves because they didn't have a box there anymore. They just had the tester. So apparently this is a love for a lot of people with that rose, with the creaminess, with the vanilla bourbon. This one was a strong like for me. It wasn't a love, but I could see why people love this one. It does have a nice vanilla scent profile that will layer well with any of your fragrances, your Donna Born in Roma fragrances, or by itself, and it will layer with a lot of perfumes. That Golden Coconut was strong on. Let me go back to the Vanilla Bliss. My mom picked up a coconut note in there. She says, does this have coconut in? I'm like, it doesn't say it has the coconut, but it may be the creaminess that she was picking up on. Yeah, this one doesn't say it has coconut in it, but it's supposed to be like a milky rose, right? A vanillic milky rose that's supposed to layer very well with the original Donna. But the other one, that Golden Coconut, that was supposed to be like a macaron-like coconut scent. That was a nice, sweet, rich coconut. Like it was light and airy, but it had some richness and sweetness and depth to it at the same time. It has like a solar edge to it as well, but it's definitely giving you summer vibes. So that one is summer ready for sure. So that one, of course, with this coconut girly lover over here, that one, of course, was a love for me. And then the other one is that Caramel Crush, that's supposed to have that caramel with the bourbon and the rose. And this one was supposed to be invoking like a summer fair, like giving you the caramel, giving you that like airiness from like when you're at a fair, giving you warm, giving you spicy, giving you sweet, giving you indulgent, making you feel like you're at a summer fair. So I can definitely get the vibes with that one. The caramel to me and the Vanilla Bliss was on the same level. Of course, the coconut was the favorite out of those. And then the last one, Salty Pistachio. The Salty Pistachio, which is supposed to have the whipped cream with the pistachio in it, it's supposed to give you like a pistachio ice cream, but to me, I got mostly strong pistachio. No, I didn't really get no sweet creaminess out of it, and it may have developed more into that, but it was just a heavy burst of the pistachio to me. And to me, this one leaned more unisex. Like I can see a lot of guys liking this one. So to me, this one was super heavy on the pistachio versus what it was saying about the whipped cream and the pistachio cream, the bergamot. It has that bergamot in it and pistachio. So I'm thinking of the nuttiness and the citrus element that the bergamot is giving. That's the majority of the note I was picking up, not so much more of the creaminess side of that one. So out of all of those Valentino Born in Roma hair and body mist, coconut was my favorite. Vanilla, Bliss, and caramel was right there together. And then the pistachio was my least favorite. So out of all the ones I tested today, the only ones that really stood out to me that I'm like, I may want to get a bigger bottle of for sure, was the Island Swim. I definitely want to get that in a bigger bottle. And that Cola Addict from Borntostandout was really standing out to me out of all the ones I'm testing. And of course, I'm considering the coconut one, but guys, the price tag on those Valentino ones is like $50. And I'm like, I got a lot of good coconut scents in my collection. But that if I was to get any of them and I would get it on sale, it will be the coconut one for sure. But you guys, that is my thoughts on these new releases that they just dropped for this summer, the spring, summertime. Have you put your nose on any of these? What are your thoughts on them? Drop them down below in the comments. Let's start a conversation about, first of all, it's a lot of brands releasing hair and body mist. What are your thoughts on those? Like some of these more designer brands are dropping their versions. Marc Jacobs did some. I saw them over on the Ulta site. They had them on sale actually for a brief period and they took them back off of sale. But yeah, Marc Jacobs has released a whole group of hair and body mist. Valentino has released some body mist. It's several brands releasing body mist. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on the price tags that's going along with them? Let's have a discussion down below. Are you considering picking any of these up? If you are, what and why? And you guys, if you enjoy content like this, be sure you are subscribed. Sometimes you think you're subscribed and you're not, so double check. Make sure you're subscribed. Give me a big thumbs up before you go. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.